everyone. Welcome to your Build a Combo class. This is a total body workout. However, there's going to be a little bit more of an emphasis on lower body today. For equipment, you're going to need a single heavy weight and a single medium weight. For my medium weight, I'm going slightly to the light side of medium for me. I'm using an 8-pound dumbbell. For my heavyweight, I'm going to use a 20-pound kettlebell. Now, if you do not have a kettlebell, you could do it with a heavy dumbbell instead. However, I do highly recommend the kettlebell. That higher handle is going to come in handy because there will be movements where we're putting the weight down onto the ground and then picking it up. We have 3 sections or 3 combos today. In each one of those combos, we gradually build a sequence of movements over a 2-minute period of time. Every 30 seconds, there is a change. And just to demonstrate with arbitrary movements we're not doing today, first 30 seconds would just be movement A. And then the next 30 seconds would be movement A plus movement B. And then the next 30 seconds would be movement A plus movement B plus movement C. The final 30 seconds, just movement C. You then rest for 30 seconds after that 2-minute combo before repeating. We have unilateral work today, so we're going to complete 4 sets, twice on the right, twice on the left. In between each of our 3 combos, you get a minute to recover, and during that minute of recovery time, I will demonstrate the upcoming movements. If that sounded confusing, do not worry, I'm going to guide you through everything. We start class with a guided warm-up. We finish class with a guided cool-down before we get into our warm-up. If you want access to more workouts like this, you can become a Patreon member. Every month, I share additional exclusive workout classes as well as a monthly workout calendar. Okay, no equipment needed for our warm-up. Let's get right into it. We're going to start standing, linking movement to breath, my favorite, and focusing on opening up through the thoracic spine and the rib cage here. So I'm going to take your right arm, reach it up overhead, and I want you to find a side bend. Now on an exhale, we're going to rotate down. And on an inhale, we're going to rotate up. Maybe your gaze shifts slightly to the ceiling. As you exhale, think of the ribs moving in and down. On an inhale, you're expanding through that side body. Let's go one more time. Come through your side bend, bring it upright. Let's do the same thing, other side. Left arm up, side bend over, and staying within this side bend, let's rotate. Exhale down. Inhale up. Last time. Coming through your side bend, stand up, and we're going to start rolling down to the mat and back up to standing for some spinal articulation. So I want you to start to knob the chin, roll forward vertebrae by vertebrae, come into your forward fold position, and then on an inhale, you just roll back up, stacking your spine to neutral. Exhale, knob the chin, roll forward. Inhale up to stand. Exhale. Roll it down. Stack your spine back up. And this next time you roll down, we are going to hold in that forward fold position. So just kind of let everything hang here. And I just want you to soften into the knees and then straighten them. So it's a little bend and press. You're not locking out at the top. Let the upper body just hang. Now I want you to hold with a soft bend to the knees, and we're going to come into a neutral spine. Hands can kind of slide up your shins. So long spine here. Reach the crown of your head forward. Arms are going to reach forward towards the front edge of your mat. Go back into that bend and press, but now in this sort of hip hinged position with a neutral spine instead of the forward fold. Little bend into the knees and press. Initiating this opening through the backs of the legs. We're going to hold with a soft bend to the knees in 4. We move to shoulder mobility. 3, 2, 1, hold. Arms come overhead, and from here we're going to sweep them down and up, kind of like we're tracing a snow angel. Now as you do this, you're not losing connection to your rib cage, so make sure you're not flaring open. We reach our tailbone long. We're going to do our shoulder mobility work in a hinge position today because I want us to really establish that connection to our mid-back before we go into the weighted exercises. Next time those arms go overhead, hold. Now from here, you're going to cactus the elbows, pull them back, reach the arms forward. Inhale, they reach overhead. Exhale, pull. One more. Overhead, lower those hands, palms face in towards each other. Then we can just start to retract and protract through the shoulder blades. So it's a small movement, especially when we do it in a hinged position versus a plank or a bear plank. There's no weight really added to it. It's just that gliding motion of the shoulder blades sliding in towards each other and then wide. Give me 2 more. Last time. Come through neutral, hands can come to heart center, and we're going to come into a hip hinge, adding in a squat at the bottom. So starting standing, hips slide back, hinge, bend the knees, drop into your squat, drive through the legs to the top. Hinge, squat, stand. So coming up, we're going to come into some dynamic movement. It's still mobility work. We'll just kind of move a little fluidly, maybe add a smidge of speed to it to warm that body up. Last time here. Hinge, squat, stand. Now I want you to find a wide sumo squat position. We're going to reach and pivot to the right. So you're going to keep your right foot planted. We're going to pivot on the back left heel. Come into that sumo squat position. Reach, pivot the left side, come back through center. Stick with this side. Reach across and pull. Reach, pull. Pivoting off that left side. So we're twisting. We're getting some hip mobility here. Get ready to hold the sumo squat position in 4, 3, 2. Last time. Hold your sumo squat, toes point forward. You might need to widen the stance. We're going to straighten one leg and we're going to slide side to side, staying fairly low. Side lunge to the right, side lunge to the left. Now I'm bringing opposite hand towards opposite foot, but I only want you to do that if you can do so staying open across your chest. If you're rounding forward, then don't worry about bringing the hands down. Just slide side to side. Now we're going to go through these 2 movements one more time. This time that pivot will be over to the left. You'll mirror me. Give me 4 more. 3 more. 2. 1. Come through center, out turn through the hips, so we're back in that sumo position. We keep the left foot planted. We're going to reach across with the right arm, pivot off that back right foot, pull it back in. We have one more round of those side lunge slides coming up in 4. Give me 3 more. 2. Last time, come through center, toes point forward, slide side to side. Doing some side lunge work in our combos today, so preparing our body here. We're going to finish up this warm up with world's greatest stretch. Get ready to go over to your right side and you're going to pivot into a lunge for me, hands to the mat. In 3, 2, come over to the right, hands down. And from here, I want you to take the inside right hand and reach it up towards the ceiling into a twist. Bring it down to the mat. Step your right foot back, step your left foot forward. Twist it open. We're just going to continue this side to side to finish. Right foot, right hand. Hand down, back to plank. Left foot, twist it open to the mat. Plank, last time. Hold your plank, spread out through the fingers, squeeze the quads and glutes, and I just want you to rock the whole shape forward and back to finish. So a little ankle and wrist mobility here. Just 4 more. 2, 1, knees down. Okay, I'm going to show you our first combo. This class really builds on itself, so our first combo, we are going to use our lighter of the 2 weights, our medium dumbbell, and there is no jumping involved. First move, you're going to be in a side lunge position, and it is an overhead raise of that weight. To show you what that looks like from the side, you're in this hinged position, arms lift up and down without flaring out through your rib cage. From there, you're going to come up to standing on one leg as the other knee drives up, and it's going to be a curl to a press overhead. Third and final movement, you hold low in that side lunge position and keeping weight in the target side. As you row the weight in, you're going to step the non-target side in and out, holding low. Twice on the right, twice on the left. You're going to mirror me. So your right foot is going to stay planted. Left leg reaches long. You're in a side lunge position. Broad across the collarbones. You got to engage the abdominals and we'll lift that weight up. I'm calling it an overhead raise, but maybe your weight only comes to about forehead height, okay? You're only going as high as you can, maintaining that connection to your core. Now, if I were to be leaning against a wall on my right side, I would want the hip, the knee, and the ankle all pretty much touching that wall. So notice if you're like this, slide that hip over, okay? So you're nice and lined up. Coming up, we'll add in a curl to a press. All right, so as you stand and the knee comes up, curl, press overhead, come back to start. We lift overhead, curl it up, press, down. So don't rush it. This is all about balance and stability. Your right side glutes are playing a big role. Now we add in that third movement. It's a row as the left foot taps in and out. And then you start from the top. Overhead raise. Curl to press. Row and tap. And we will finish by holding low. And it'll just be that row and tap. Okay, just the row and the tap. There's barely any weight in your left foot. Most of your weight is in your right heel, but I want you to ground down through the toes as well. They're not lifting off of the mat. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. You're open across the chest, maintaining that long neutral spine. Oh, and rest. 30 seconds to shake it out. We're going to do that again. Same side. All right, we're going to get going in 10 seconds. We'll find that side lunge position. Start with just that overhead raise. Slide your hips back. And again, you're aligned. So I don't want there to be a bunch of momentum. So you're not swinging the weight overhead. You control it up, resist it down. And there is going to be some natural elevation of the shoulders as those arms lift up. Absolutely fine. But I don't want you to actively pull them up towards your ears. So don't scrunch them. We'll add in that curl to press as we come to stand on that right leg. Add it in. Curl as you stand, press overhead. Make it as fluid as possible, but slow it down as much as necessary. We'll add in that row and step at the bottom up next. Add it in. So it's the overhead lift, the stand curl to press, and the step in as we row. And if you miss a piece of it, you mess up the combo, don't worry. Just keep moving, jump back into it on your next rep. All right, we're going to finish with just that row to step. Now, I know this might not be the heaviest weight for a row, but I still want you to think of initiating it with that protraction of the shoulder blades. So the row starts from your back and then the elbows pull. Think shoulder blades in, engage to the back, then elbows move. Can you sink a little lower? You're almost there. Oh, and rest. Okay, we're gonna do 2 sets of that, this time on the left. You're at the halfway point. We're still just sticking with 30 seconds of recovery. If you need longer though, now would be a good time to hit pause. Maybe you take an additional 30 seconds or so. All right, we're gonna get going in 10 seconds. Left foot planted, right leg long. Find your side lunge. Again, invisible wall. Picture the side of your body is up against it. Overhead raise. Now I want you to notice, as you lift the arms up overhead, are you rocking back and forward at all through the rest of your body? Try to hold your body still so that the only body part that's really moving, those arms. Add in that curl to press. So when you come from the standing position, back down into your lunge, initiate it with your hips sliding back, okay? Hinge, land low. Squeezing your glutes and abdominals at the top. Add in that row to tap. Oops, I added it in out of sequence. That's okay. Okay, just the row and tap to finish, barely transferring any weight into those right toes. So notice, my right heel is lifted. I'm just tapping the toes out, toes in. Whew, I don't know about you guys, but my mid-back is talking to me. Hips are back, chest is broad, abs engaged. Let's do it. Rest. Okay, we're going through that sequence just one more time, and then you get a new combination. All right, under 10 seconds. Let's go. Weight in your left foot, right leg long. Find your side lunge. It doesn't have to be super deep or super wide, okay? I care more about the alignment of that left side of your body. Add in that curl to press as the right knee comes up. Overhead raise, curl, press. Okay, now we add in that row with that tap. Whew, getting a little wobbly. All right, we finished with just that row to tap. Check in with that left knee. Make sure it is staying tracking in line with the middle toes. I could feel my knee wobbling a lot, especially as I stood up in movement B. So I'm thinking of pressing down through my heel, spreading out through my toes. Oh, and done. Awesome job. All right, you have a minute to recover. I'm going to show you our next combo. We're going to move on to our heavyweight for combo number 2. However, at any point, if it's too much, a great modification, go back to using your medium weight. First exercise is going to be a standing side bend. I'll be doing it facing the side, so just to show you what that looks like from my front position, over to the side, exhale, come back up, just like that. From there, movement B, you add in a back lunge. And you are stepping low. Notice when I go into that back lunge, the weight is coming all the way down to tap the mat. Third movement, I have options for you. I will be placing the weight down and doing a lunge hop. If you want to keep this low impact, then instead of doing the lunge hop, when you are in your low lunge position, keep the weight in your hand and just give me a split lunge pulse and then stand up and start from the top, okay? So 2 options, high and low impact. We're going to do it twice on the right, twice on the left. Let's go. So we're going to start standing. The weight is in your left hand, okay? Your left hand, so that we target the right side obliques and the right leg. We'll start with just that standing side bend. Make sure you have a neutral pelvis. Inhale as you side bend over to the left. Exhale, use your right side obliques to drag yourself back upright. Inhale down. Exhale. If you are feeling this in your low back, you need to make sure you're not tilting your pelvis forward, okay? So unlock through the knees, that'll help. Now when we add in that back lunge, your right leg stays stationary, your left foot steps back. All right, next time you're at the top, left foot steps back. Remember, it is a deep lunge. Maybe that weight almost taps the mat. Come back up to stand. Side bend, back lunge. So you're hinging forward with the torso as you back lunge, and that is allowing the weight to get really low. But we're not rounding through the shoulders, so stay really broad across the collarbones. Now coming up, we will add in either that lunge hop or that split lunge pulse, keeping the weight up to you. All right, weight comes all the way down. I'm going to do a lunge jump, but if you want to pulse, just pulse. All right, final 30 seconds. It is just that lunge hop or the split lunge pulse, still holding the weight. If you're adding in the hop, just make sure you're not going to trip on that kettlebell. And again, your modification or your low impact version, split lunge pulse, hold the weight if you do the low impact version, okay? It'd be just like this. And rest. Okay, you have about 10 seconds doing that same thing, same side. So the weight is in your left hand. Target is right leg, right side obliques. Side bend, let's go. So this is lateral flexion. There's no rotation. So make sure your hip bones are staying pointed straight forward. When we add in that lunge, keep your right foot still. The left foot will step back. Add in that back lunge, you get low. If tapping the weight all the way to the mat is not in your range of motion, then just come to your personal lowest point, okay? And if that's the case, then I definitely want you doing the split lunge pulse variation, keeping the weight so that you don't have to put it on the floor and pick it up so much. Okay, we add in either that hop or that pulse. Side bend, back lunge, lunge hop at the bottom. Drive off that right foot to stand. Okay, we're going to finish with 30 seconds of just either that lunge hop or that pulse. You don't have to get very high, and it is a soft landing. Knees bend deep. Almost there. Oh, rest. All right, we're at the halfway point. 2 sets, other side. Sorry, I thought I heard my camera shut off. Just checking. Okay, let's get ready. Weight is going to be in your right hand now. Side bend over to the left. Or sorry, over to the right. Side bend over to the right. Exhale, use your left side obliques to bring yourself up to the top. Using our obliques, not just to bring ourselves up out of that lateral flexion, but also to keep our pelvis at neutral. So your obliques are engaged. Slight engagement through the glutes if that helps, but it's really the obliques holding the pelvis neutral. Add in that back lunge. Left foot stays planted, the right foot steps back. We're going to add in that hop or that split lunge pulse coming up. Okay, next time you're at the bottom, add it in. Weight to the mat, hop. Drive through that left leg to bring yourself up to standing. All right, we finish with just that lunge hop or that split lunge pulse. If you're doing the pulse, keep the weight. Try to keep your hips level and pointing straight forward. Broad across those collarbones and long through the neck so that your head isn't bobbing around. Rest. Whew. One final time, let's do it. Weight is in your right hand. Side bend over to the right. Use your left side obliques on an exhale to bring yourself back up to standing. When we add in that lunge, your left foot stays planted. It's the right foot that'll step back. Add it in. Deep back lunge. Drive yourself to the top. Get ready to add in either that lunge pulse or split lunge. Hop. Final 30 seconds coming up. Okay, you're in it. You're in that split lunge position. It's either a hop or a pulse holding that weight. Let's go. Final 30 seconds of this circuit. You got it. And done. Whew. Okay, you have a minute to recover. I'm going to show you our final combo. Final combo. First movement, you're going to be in a split lunge position, and it is a row. From there, we are going to step the foot forward and do a high pull. Notice I place the weight on the mat when I transition from the lunge into the squat. I'll be doing it facing the side, so just to show you head on, the high pull looks like this. Third and final movement, you put that weight down and you give me a squat jump. Now, if you want to keep this low impact, it is an air squat instead. You could opt to hold the weight when you do it as well. So you have lots of options. Twice on the right, twice on the left. Let's do it. So to start, your right foot is going to be forward and the weight is going to be in your left hand so that the right leg is the focus like it has been in the previous ones to start. Square your hips, big hinge forward, and we're going to row. Now, unlike when we take it to the combos, I'm not bringing the weight all the way to the mat these first 30 seconds. So remember, what initiates this? The retraction of that shoulder blade. That's the first movement, then the elbow moves. When we add in that high pull, weight will come to the mat so that we can transition. So weight comes to the mat. Step forward into a low squat, high pull, place it down. Your right foot is staying still, planted on the mat. It is that left foot that steps forward and back. Okay, now we add in that squat jump. Row, high pull, squat jump. We'll finish with just that squat jump. Okay, let's go, just a squat jump, 30 seconds. Or you can give me an air squat. Or you can give me a weighted squat. 3 options. Oh. Done. Or rest. We're not done, I wish. Whew. All right, one more time this side. I think I might have saved the hardest for last. Split lunge position, we'll start with just the row. Right foot forward, left hand has the weight. Now when that elbow comes up, I don't want your head to jut forward. So you're thinking long through the back of the neck. So that might mean you don't bring your elbow all the way up here. Just think about bringing the elbow kind of in line with that upper back. Right foot stays planted on the floor as we come into our combos. Okay, after that row, weight to the mat, step forward, you're in a low squat. Grab the weight, high pull, place it down, step it back. Now when you do the high pull, you need to be really low to start, okay? Don't come into it like this or you're gonna hurt your back. The initial power comes from your legs. All right, we add in that squat jump, which I know kind of seems cruel. Finish with just 30 seconds of the squat jump. You got it. Oh. Oh, done. Okay, 2 rounds to go on the other side. So that's 4 minutes of work total. Whew. Left foot will be forward, right hand will grab the weight. Okay, let's do it. Rows to start. So I'm exhaling on the row because what I don't want to happen is I don't want you to flow or splay open through the rib cage and dump into that low back. I want you to maintain the neutral curves of your spine as you do it. And doing it on an exhale is going to help you connect to that abdominal wall a little better. Let's add in that high pull. Weight to the mat, step forward. Right hand grabs the weight, high pull. Step back, you're in your split lunge. So your left foot is staying planted on the mat. It's the right foot that steps up and back. On the high pull, it should take you longer to lower it than to get to the top. So think explosive to the top and then control it to the bottom. Add in that jump squat. Just the jump squat to finish. If you need to modify, just give me an air squat. Rest. Okay, 30 seconds off. One final time. If you are struggling, I'm right there with you. But we got this. Focus on form, slow and steady. Don't rush anything. Left foot forward, right hand has the weight, split lunge position. Start with your row. Get ready to add in that high pull. Oh, weight comes down. Step that right foot forward. Left hand grabs the weight. Drive through the legs, high pull. Step back to your split lunge. Add in that squat jump. Just the squat jump to finish. Final 30 seconds. You can do it. Come on. Oh, I'm done. Oh my gosh. Take a minute just to catch your breath. Awesome work. That was not easy. I'm going to bring you through a quick guided cool down. But first, just take a few deep breaths. Let's start standing while we continue to let that heart rate come down with a standing quad stretch. So bend your right knee, grab the foot, gentle tug in towards your bum. Keep your pelvis neutral so you feel a nice opening through the top of that thigh. And any stretch we do or any movement, feel free to stay on it as long as you'd like. I'm just going to bring you through kind of quickly. Release that foot and let's take it over to the left. If balance is an issue, pick one spot on the floor and just stare at it. Or again, you can place your hand on a wall or a chair. Releasing that foot, let's come into a forward fold. And to start, I want you to just bend into one knee at a time, kind of swaying side to side fluidly. So I'm kind of letting one shoulder dip towards the knee that's bending, getting in a little twist. When you're ready, you're going to settle in the center. I want you to nod your head yes and no. Just release through that neck. Now from here, I want you to take your right foot and I want you to cross it behind the left. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands over towards the left. Coming back through center, uncross your feet, and let's go to the other side. So now your left foot crosses behind the right. And then you're going to walk your hands over towards the right. Walking your hands to center, uncross the feet. I'm just going to turn to face the side. And I want you to walk your hands out onto the mat, dropping your knees down into a tabletop position. We're going to take a shoulder stretch. On an inhale, I want you to take the left elbow up towards the ceiling, open twist, and then you're going to thread the needle, weaving it under your right arm. And you're going to take that right arm and walk it forward. Now this might feel good, or you might opt to take that right arm, bend the elbow, and bring it behind your back. Do whatever feels best for you. When you're ready, right hand walks in. One more counter twist, left elbow up to the ceiling. Come through center tabletop and let's do the same thing other side. Right elbow up, open twist, and then thread the right under the left. And you can either walk the left arm forward, or you can bring it behind your back, bending the elbow. When you're ready, left hand to the mat, one more counter twist, right elbow up to the ceiling. Come through center tabletop, and then let's come onto our backs to finish class. That was tough. I don't know about you, but I think laying down sounds really nice right about now. We're gonna come into a figure 4 stretch. I'm gonna take your right ankle, cross it over the left knee, and hug the whole shape in towards your chest. A few breaths here. When you're ready, let's switch sides. Left over right. When you're ready, we're gonna finish up with a happy baby. So you're gonna grab the insides or outsides of your feet. I like the outside edges. Bend the knees and kind of pull them in towards your armpits. Maybe you stay here. It might feel good to slightly massage that lower back, rocking gently side to side. And sorry if you can hear the construction and the people yelling outside my window. That's life in the North End for you. People always screaming. Oh, when you're ready, we're gonna take a full body stretch. Legs out long, arms overhead. Deep breath in. And exhale, relax. One more time. On an inhale, stretch, reach long, long, long. And on an exhale, melt into the mat. Awesome work. That is your class. If you liked this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new workouts here on YouTube every Monday, sometimes more frequently. And I post additional workout classes on Patreon. So if you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, all the info you need is at patreon.com/Nicole Pearce. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you guys next week.